day, everybody. I am Armin for Berlin Metal TV, and today I am joined with Harri and Ryan from the wonderful band of Airbourne from Australia. How are you guys doing?
How are you?
Good.
Good, thanks.
So you're here in Europe right now, starting to tour, right? Along with the release of your new album coming out, Boneshaker, October 25th it is. So yeah, how much do you like your new album?
Love it. Yeah, really proud about it. Good album number 5 to have, and I think it's everything we wanted it to be organically, and the songs. I don't think there's one song on there that isn't a favourite. We're all excited to play them live, which actually we're gonna have trouble picking which ones we're gonna do, because there's only so much time in the set. But yeah, love it. Yeah, so it's great.
Did it turn out how you wanted it to be?
Absolutely.
Or pictured it, or even better? Or
well, pictured it. Kind of. What the best part about it was, we didn't really know what it was going to be when we went in there. It was just...
You can make many mistakes then, right? If you don't...
Well, there's actually lots of mistakes. There's heaps of mistakes. Yeah, they all got kept. Yeah.
But do you change things up a lot during the process normally, or hardly?
No. It was the band in a room, but I think it was a Zeppelin he set it up as, not the Stones. The baffles thing he was doing.
Yeah.
Joel said it was Zeppelin. I thought it was the Stones.
I thought it was the Stones too, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. But anyway, it was set up like the way either Led Zeppelin or the Stones recorded. So it was very, very old school. So, in some of the other records, the drums might have been some things might have been isolated more.
Okay.
But the band still played.
Okay.
But this is literally, the whole band in a big room.
Okay. So
everything bleeding into everything else.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's
made mixing interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're picking up on the old school sound with that, right? On purpose, which puts you in a row with other legendary bands of rock and roll. So
yeah.
You must picture yourself as a legend in the future right now already. How do you do that?
Do
you have to do that?
Well, I wouldn't say
legend. Picture ourselves doing it in 40, 50 years time from now.
Yeah.
I think that the thing that happens, everything seems to be very cyclical, and everything happens as a reaction to the previous thing, and it's sort of like we've heard from a lot of people who've heard the record that although like musically it's not punk rock, they feel there's like a that gritty punk rock attitude towards
that's more raw
in terms of the approach, and just like I guess the early punk rock in the late 70s was kind of a reaction to things when bands started making 20-minute long songs, and it started going a bit too far that way. This new scene of bands,
maybe
and
disco as well.
Yeah, disco and stuff like that. This new scene of bands came to just punch that in the face, and it was like a direct reaction.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way that modern music feels in terms of recording techniques having sort of like stagnate a little bit. A lot of new records all sound exactly the same.
You could say
click tracked and
very digital and very clean, and taking perfection beyond the point of where it even feels like humans making the music. So for the reason I mentioned punk rock in the late 70s, it's in a similar way. It's like a direct reaction to that, to go and make something that's really raw and real and live, and try and do something that again is a punch in the face.
It is very, very sonorous punch. It is but when you're knowing that or realizing that, I don't know, it's time to set the pace to become more retro again or whatever, then you very well know that you might become like a role model for other bands, right? When you're doing something new. Yeah, even if it is to referring to the past.
If what we do can affect somebody's life musically and help them in any way, then we're very proud about that. But the bands always sort of had people learning guitars and drums and inspired by the songs and use the songs in various parts, whether they've gone to war or in unfortunate situations at a funeral. But so we've managed to feel that inspiration already. And look, if the, as we kind of call it, the outside world chooses to go that certain way, we do live in a bubble, and we've been living in rock and roll world for a very long time. So I mean, hopefully, yeah. Hey, if that's happening and that's going good.
It's probably got a lot to do with Cobb as well.
Mm.
It feels like
How
Dave
was
Cobb
it
as a
with him?
producer, he's really doing something that
Yeah.
a lot of other producers are now trying to,
Okay.
replicate what he's doing, because he's doing something at the moment that is
To him,
really interesting and
comes naturally to him. But I could see a lot of other producers struggling with the way he does things because it's very old school.
Okay.
It's very similar to this band.
Okay. Yeah, I believe you want to work with somebody who does things naturally, just as you.
Naturally,
then
as
you.
Yeah.
Then you get the best out of it. I
Absolutely.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're doing all that in your rock and roll bubble, which parts of recording and producing feels like most work, like really hard work to you? Which is like the shittiest part ever?
Well, the beauty about this one, it didn't feel like work at all.
How do you do that, man?
Well, for instance, we'd start working on a riff, and then he would disappear halfway through us playing in the room, and then all of a sudden we'd hear him come through the control room, out through the speaker, and say, "All right, guys, one more run at it, we've got it." And we'd just turn the controller and say, "Hey, hang on, we haven't done a take yet. We're still working on the song." It's because he'd gone in there secretly as we'd just been working on and captured the best bits. Yeah, we're speeding up it before the chorus, and I would walk in and say, "Mate, you can absolutely tell the band's speeding up before the chorus goes." He goes, "Yeah, it's rock and roll." I'm like, "Cool, I'll go get a beer." And then that was it. It was fun. We didn't go in there and do 70 takes of a song because he 100% believed that's when the band's just lost its edge on a song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But you got to be very true to yourself and faithful in what you're doing. Right?
You have to be a band that's played together for a while, and I think that's a secret. Well, it's been a secret since bands were bands. It's you can have the best snare drum in the world tone, you can have the best guitar tone in the world, but if the band's not good and the song sucks, it's shit.
Mm-hmm. It's very true.
Yeah.
well,
shit. Yes, it's all right.
Well, let's not be shit.
Exactly.
Well, the audience must feel that you're not shit. I mean, you're building a very special connection that is not shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you played Wacken this summer, right?
Yeah.
Wacken wasn't shit.
No, it wasn't shit.
And
Right.
you filmed and recorded your new song, and the music video was released also.
Yeah.
In what way is it special to you to perform a new song live for the first time in front of a huge crowd?
Oh, it's great. I mean, how about it was your first time you played a song that's you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it was. It ties into the way that the album was recorded and the way that the songs were done. We have total confidence that they're going to translate live, and there's not going to be anything that really won't work, because the song as it's recorded is literally the four of us playing in a room, almost picturing the way that it's going to develop into a live song. And it was cool to have the confidence and take that approach, just to not worry about YouTube or iPhone footage turning up later and having that spoil the release of the song or anything like that, which that kind of became a concern for bands at some point when YouTube started becoming really popular. But it kind of felt like something we could use to our advantage this time, to tie in with the way that the album was recorded and just make it all about live. That's what it's about. We'd go and play the song live, and it felt like the right way to premiere the song and unveil it.
Yeah, and when you play live, it means the most to you, or must mean more than being in a room or in a studio. When did you first realize that live is the best thing ever? Like, was it when you were in an audience, maybe somewhere, or on stage yourself? When did you find out? Do you have many key moments or something?
Yeah, I think it was on stage myself. I think my first show was debatable now. I think it's before I was 13, but I know I know at least one of my shows was 13 years of age. And to be honest, as kids, they say they're sponges and they learn most of who they become at a young age. Well, I definitely could not see myself doing anything else. To a point of playing live shows are they're a drug, and it's very addictive.
But you can brew your own medicine. if
You just
if
got to
you're just doing
get in the
your
studio
music.
and brew some more tracks and then get back
brew
at
some more
it.
tracks and then
Yeah.
book a tour.
Yeah, and you go on
And then have a
stage
couple of
and
brews.
just spill it out on everyone. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's their medicine again.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
And then it goes around again.
And it goes around again.
That's very true. That's very true. Yes. So how do you manage to like capture that in the studio though, with your new album? How do you do that? I mean, you wanna feel like you're playing with an audience, and they should feel it when they're listening to it. But how do you do?
It helps to work with somebody like Dave Cobb, who you know is confident in himself that he knows he'll get out. He knows he'll get gold without having to worry about following any guidelines that were probably taught to producers for the last 20 years that they're now, as Harry said, trying to unlearn.
He massively believes in that method as well, which is like gave us a lot of confidence just to trust him and go, cool man, if you think we got the take, we think we're still learning the song. We never know the fucking thing.
Awesome.
But
like
having
always,
him
right?
come in and just look you in the eye and
Yeah.
go, no, that is the take. That
take.
shit's the one. That's
Awesome.
awesome. Was
There
amazing.
It was one time he did play. We were adamant. We did 2 or 3 really good takes. And he comes and goes, all right, comes and plays us our one, like the one that we just did. And then he played the one that he said was, one of the earliest ones when we were learning the song. He just goes, and he plays it. He just looks at you going, see, that's the one. And you were just like, fuck, I think he's right.
Yeah.
He's just got like a massive belief in capturing the moment and capturing the energy of a band and a guitarist and a drummer, like sitting on a knife's edge of like not really knowing the song properly. So the way that you attack your instrument is in a different way to when you know the song inside out.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true. Maybe like, how about you playing like your own songs like for 30, 40, 50 years? Do you get bored then?
No. I mean, they're always fun. It's the crowd that is what, I mean, we were sitting in the room by ourselves. It'd be boring as hell.
Yeah. You don't just, 3 a.m, chuck on the record.
Yeah.
That's,
you don't do
made
that
10 years ago and you sit there going, this is
great. Yeah.
It's
the crowd. It's the big, it's
the
the
crowd
experience.
reviews the energy.
Yeah,
basically.
it's the experience. It's like, that's why there's Rolling Stones are still playing gigs.
I mean,
they're not doing it for the money. They're doing it because of the feeling that it gives them when they play.
Yeah, but I mean, since there's danger to your shows too, a bit, quite. I mean, it gives it the whole notion that this could be your last gig, even, and right. That makes you a specialist in living in the moment.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of the Airbourne show is the feeling of, it's pretty loose and pretty, is this going to be the last show, or, what's going to happen, not knowing what's going to happen, and the feeling of a bit of danger, it's rock and roll, it's fun.
It is rock and roll. But if you give that to your fans, imagine you are in the audience, what would the other stage artists would have to do to like get you off of your feet then? Climb higher than your brother does? What?
Good luck, they might die. I wouldn't recommend it. Well, hey, I don't know.
Who do you go to a show to and enjoy yourself?
AC/DC.
They must be bigger than you are, I believe, right?
No, when we were in Nashville, we saw a local Nashville band called Bone Feather.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Who we just stumbled on them by total accident. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning. We walked into a bar with 3 other people in it, and there was just a band rocking on the stage. And it was in a strip of bars where it was mostly cover bands. On that side of the road, it was a cover band, and so on. And we walked into this bar, and there's just a band playing their own music to 3 people, and 6 or 7 when we walked in, and
that's cool.
They're absolutely killing it. So it's just things like that. It's there's no formula to what gets you interested or pricks your ears up. It's they sounded like a band who were playing music they loved and cared about, and that's kind of infectious when you can hear it, whether they can tell you exactly what they love about it or whatever it is.
I
It's
see.
like it's just a feeling thing that's in the room.
Yeah, and then you get attracted by that too because
Yeah.
you are going to feel it. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
You end up being on video game soundtracks a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
How come? Who is approaching? Who?
Oh, that was.
How did that happen? It's a lot.
The publishing company was an affiliate of EA Games, so that helped.
Does it mean
Hence the
stuff to you a
jackets.
lot? There are fans coming probably from the gaming area.
Yeah.
whatever.
NHL was a big
What do you
one.
think about that?
It's great. I mean,
Okay.
It's kind of like modern radio. Isn't
I discovered
It?
I discovered the Cult playing Tony Hawk.
The what?
Yeah, I was the same actually. Yeah,
The Cult, the band, the Cult.
Oh, really?
You know Tony Hawk
Yeah.
Pro Skater, the
remember that
game on
game. Yes, I
PlayStation.
totally-
Well, there we go. That's the first time we've discussed that. But we had the same
Awesome.
experience.
She Sells Sanctuary.
Yeah,
that was it.
We
Yeah.
both found out about the Cult, and I'm sure we're not alone.
No.
Yeah,
From that game, and like She Sells Sanctuary is like it's probably a 20-year-old song at that point.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
finding out about this classic old song,
Yeah.
just sitting there in your lounge room playing PlayStation. So
Yeah.
I guess it's cool to think that,
Someone else has done the same thing.
you know, people finding out
it's
about
true.
Airborne
Yeah,
through the same way.
Totally. But do you pick those cooperations with the games, or don't you have to?
Well, they were connected with EA, but they weren't EA as in. So they did a few other things as well, movies and stuff.
Yeah,
And
right.
then yeah.
You can pick though, like
Pick who
if
you
something
go.
feels right or wrong.
Oh
or
yeah, I
something
mean,
like
if something
that,
feels wrong.
Oh,
you
yeah,
won't do it.
totally, yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess it's totally legit to do. Just spread your what you're doing.
To be honest,
right?
yeah. I mean,
Mm.
I don't think you gain anything by holding back on 90% of things. You know, there's probably a couple of things where it'd be like, that's weird. But most of the time, you know, if it works for someone's project, let them use it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay,
Spread the word,
that's
spread
it.
the word.
Let him rock.
Let them rock, man.
Okay, so to conclude this, we've learned a few things that you need to be a rock legend. What would you say are the secret Airborne ingredients?
Rock legend.
Absolutely.
Rock legend.
How do you do it?
It comes down to the band playing a lot, I guess. Have a,
Commitment.
commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Practice.
Don't be shit.
Don't
You
be
run the
shit.
roll.
Don't be shit. Yeah. And I don't know. Do everything with the best intentions to stay true to yourself and don't do
Stay
it.
true and don't waver.
Don't
from
waver
your
from-
path.
yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
pick a path and attack it like a
Don't
dog.
do things for money or anything else. Do it for your own legacy.
Absolutely. That's it. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Thank you, and see you guys on tour. I love talking to you, and that was Airborne Rock Legends from the Australia. Good day.